Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you well. From wherever you're watching this channel, there's some kind of confusion that is emerging here, especially coming from DANSTAN Omari. And this is still on the issue of the legal representation of James MUKHWANA.
For record purposes, the DIG reported an offense, an allegation. Communication between the DIG to an OCS does not exist.
Now, this is touching on the statement that MUKHWANA released to the IPOA, the second statement, after he decided to change his statement. Of course, there are people who believe that James MUKHWANA is trying to do some cover-up here. There's some game here, trying to complicate the investigation. So that is what is out there in the public domain. I don't know about you. Just go below in the comment section and tell us whether you think that MUKHWANA is trying to complicate the investigation. Now let's get back to DANSTAN Omari. Reason why I've chosen to bring this analysis is because DANSTAN Omari is the one representing MUKHWANA. But DANSTAN Omari surfaced and said, don't believe the statement from the suspect. So there's some kind of confusion here, because why is DANSTAN Omari saying don't believe the statement from the suspect? Well, we expected that he would be the first person to probably support that statement, because that statement is seeking to vindicate James MUKHWANA from taking all the blame. But he's saying don't believe that statement. So I want us to explore this statement from DANSTAN Omari, ladies and gentlemen. Why would he say so? So before we get further on this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, support this channel by liking this video. By the way, I don't take your likes for granted. They mean a lot to the channel. Subscribe to our channel if you had not subscribed before, and to our existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Why would DANSTAN Omari differ with a statement that his client shared with the IPOA? I shared that statement in the previous two videos, the video I did yesterday, and I've seen reactions from people who think MUKHWANA is trying to cover up, is trying to make this situation appear as if someone whom Kenyans think was responsible for this death is not the person who is actually responsible for death, because according to MUKHWANA's statement, ni kama the order was not to kill, it was just to punish na aende. Kenyans don't want to hear something of that sort. No, they want the statement changed, even ni kwamba the order was to finish Albert. But you see, the statement that is going to be used by IPOA is the one that is coming from the suspect, not what Kenyans are saying. So when DANSTAN Omari talks about don't believe in that statement until I verify, because Omari is saying that the statement Kenya should not trust the explanation or rather the explosive about MUKHWANA's allegation until he cross-examines it for verification, or rather for validation. So, but if of course, to some level, I agree with DANSTAN Omari, because you know, a statement kama ile, a petition ama affidavit, yani huwa lazima ende kotini, na yule lawyer lazima verify from MUKHWANA direct, ajue kama ni kweli MUKHWANA amesema hii, na apitie haone ni kweli MUKHWANA amesema hii in good faith, because he wants the truth to come out. So until he does it, but as for now, musiamini ile statement ambayo ilikuwa shared na Citizen TV. That statement was shared and it took many people by surprise. It is just like the video that was shared by the Mbagathi team when they decided to share a video detailing how the police were received mpaka walipoingia na bodi na kutoka. Mbagathi was trying to vindicate itself from that blame game, kwamba they received a person who was still alive but then died akiwa hapo kwa hospitali. they were trying to run away from that blame. There's something also that I wish to also mention regarding what is happening. There's something about the call log, and I shared in the previous analysis. Something about the call log. It's alleged that the IPOA team are going through the call log to try to link the dots. You see the call log that initially we had said IPOA alisema kwamba the telco that was requested to provide this call log had still delayed. Word has it that the IPOA team are going through the call log to see if MUKHWANA's statement makes sense. They have two statements. The second statement, for it to make sense, this call log must be audited to link the dots, to complete this story. The call log is very, very important. And if there's any other message, will also be provided to ascertain whether there was any order from the DIG. So the call log, the IPOA team are going through it. Now, I brought that issue of call log because DANSTAN Omari had told Kenyans not to trust the statement until he goes through it. So if the statement that James gave talks about some certain communications, and we are already told that there's a call log that the IPOA team are going through, don't you think that is going to solve this problem? I mean, so that should DANSTAN Omari feel he needs to cross-examine his client for this statement, itakuwa call log ilishatolewa. So the call log will help. It will help in completing this story of order, chain of order. So, ladies and gentlemen, based on DANSTAN Omari's take, what do you think? Just go below in the comment section and tell us what you think about DANSTAN Omari's claims. Msiamini ile statement. Na nimeona tayari Kenyans hawaiamini kwa sababu Kenyans wanaona kwamba ile story ni ya uongo. Mtu alisema kwamba ile ni zile stories za jaba. Hawa wanajua kwamba yule alikuwa responsible ni huyo. Of course, again, kuna ile issue ya scene of crime inachanganya. Is it police station? Is it Karura? Bado investigations will give us the story. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to rest my case, but just go below in the comment section and you can tell us about your thinking matters DANSTAN Omari's advice. Don't believe in MUKHWANA's statement mpaka apitie. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.